Good morning, class. Today we are going to work on a Photoshop tutorial. We're going to create a spot color on an image that we select. You can use a picture you've taken or you can find one on the internet. Go File, Open, and open the picture. This is one I've taken of a tree frog in a water lily. And before you get started, it's always a good idea to go Image, Adjustment, Levels, and check your histogram and make sure you've got information from the beginning to the end. So you've got your blacks, your whites, and your midtones. You could push this a little if you want it a little more intense. But mine, I don't need to really adjust it because the exposure is really good on this. So I don't need to make any changes. I did adjust my midtones slightly. Remember, you can check the preview to see what it looked like before and after, and then I'll say OK. Now I'm going to add a black and white adjustment level. At the bottom of the panels, I'm going to click on this little yin-yang right here, and I'm going to say black and white. That's going to make an adjustment that turns my picture black and white. You can see the first layer here still in color. And I'm going to want to make sure and select this mask, and I'm going to make sure that I am painting in black. Okay, so this is black and white. This is how you switch those. And I'm going to get my paint brush, and I'm going to, let's see, I've got it on an odd brush. I want to go up here. I want to find a brush with a soft edge, and I'm going to enlarge that and paint with that brush. You can see the brush is a little bit too big because I'm actually picking up part of that pink flower. I just want the green frog to show up. You'll see here on the mask it's turning black. Think of this like a stencil. I am cutting out a hole to see the color of the image that's underneath. So I'm not sure that I like the feather edge. I think I want to do a hard edge. And I want to take the size down a little bit. I guess we kind of have a reflection of the flower. I could always hide this top adjustment layer if I'm not sure which parts I want to get. And so this brush is a little too big. I should make it a little smaller, but I'm going to show you how I can fix this. So I want the part to show through, just the frog, and you can see that I got a lot of this pink that I don't want showing through. What I'll do is I'll switch the color so that I'm painting with white, and then I'm going to make my brush a little smaller, and I'll get my zoom tool. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so I can get more detail here. If I hold the shift bar on my keyboard, that gives me the hand tool. I hold the shift and I can click, hold, and drag so that my image is where I want it to be. Go back to my brush tool, and then I'm going to paint white, and maybe I do want a feather edge, a slight feather here. Maybe I will switch back to feather edge, make that brush a little smaller. My cursor is not showing the size of my brush. And I'm going to go through here and take off the parts that I want to hide so that just the green part of the frog is showing. So I'm just going to go around and clean this up like this. And if I accidentally go too far, I can swap it back and go back to my black to add in if I got too much of an area. Control Z is undo if I make too much. Alright, I'm going to add a little bit more here. It looks like I took off a little too much green on the leg there, and touch it up so I'm happy with the overall look. And then I'll say View, Fit on Screen, just see what it looks like. And like I said, there's kind of a reflection of the pink reflects up into the body, and I could go in and try and colorize that or change it, but this looks good. So I'm then going to, if you want to save your layers, you want to save it as a Photoshop document, File, Save As. The default is a Photoshop document, PSD. Name it so you know what it is, and then say Save. And I'm going to save as type. I'm going to change this to a JPEG. Right here, JPEG. And then I'm going to say Save. All these basic settings are generally going to work just fine, and say OK. And then that's my first image that I've completed. And then I'm going to go and open a second image, and you're going to turn in 3 SpotColor images that you create for this assignment. Have fun with this, find some fun images that have things you like, and enjoy the process.